Alright, yes guys, you saw the intro. In today's video, we are going to be evolving the new Monarch I just got, the Saber Black Tyrant. And I'm testing her out in the newest raid and seeing if she can beat it with the help of Katakuri, obviously. Let's get into it. Alright guys, after sitting in the Infinite for literally an hour, I think, we finally have 5,000 takedowns on our Assaulter. So if we go over to the areas and then go over to the upgrades, can't even find it for a second. Obviously, the first thing we're going to do is probably spin on her, what do you call it again? The substats, because we have 100% mastery. So boom, stab potential 100%. We're going to see what we can get. It's not bad. We do, though, before we evolve her, have to get some better stats. So if I go over to the transfers, let's see what we have to sacrifice. If we go over to filters, let me go over to damage. Do we have any Z's? Okay, we do have an ME. All right, we're going to probably use that. Go back to the filters, reset that, pop that Saber, boom, transfer that Z right there. All right. Now it's full Z. Now, last thing I want to do is actually see if I can get a godly stat. If I just go over to random unit, let's see if I have. Remember, nah, there. Okay, this unit. I have 60 of these statues. So, hey, let's see if we can get anything cool. All right, a Z. Let's keep on going to see if we can get anything else. Random Ram again. Can we get a godly damage or a godly SP or any godly stat? Okay, S range. I'm looking for that. Oh, S on there. Is there an S on here? Z. Oh my gosh. All right, Okudun. See what we get. S attack again. Now we're looking for, guys. Now we're looking for any godly that we can get. That's probably not going to be it. We're not going to get that. Now with my FPS dramatically low because my PC sucks, we're going to go over here and evolve our Monarch Saber alternate. Let's see. We have the takedowns. You got all the materials. Full Z plus Monarch Saber Black Tyrant. Look at that. Hey, first Monarch in 6 months. 6 months, guys. Let's see. Right there. Saber Black Tyrant Monarch. All right, the last thing to do, though, is obviously we're going to hop into a sandbox and see, test her out a little bit. Off rip. 19,000 damage. Where is she? We're going to go over here to Saber. 19,000 off rip. And I am going to equip a Bird Familiar on her. All right, we have a Bird. I have a Bird Familiar pretty high on my boy Virgil right here. We're going to equip this on Saber Black Tyrant. If you see right here, passives. Raises damage by 11%, critical damage by 15%, range by 12, and critical chance by 10.7. Now looking at it, 21,000 damage. All right, guys, let's go into a sandbox and test her out. Obviously, we're going to have to pop a Sakura too, because, it's kind of who she's linked with, right? If you put it out in the field, well, we're going to find her in the sandbox, so not to spoil anything. Let's go. All right, guys, popping in with our evolved Saber altar. She has a placement damage of 25,000. And when they're in range, obviously, she's going to be doing more damage. And then if you put the Sakura down, she will be able to do multiple attacks in succession like you see right there. And it also gives her more range every time she does a, successing attack with Sakura's ability. Right there, she attacks, and then she should attack again relatively quickly. I think that's how it works. And there's the Excalibur on the next attack. That's another passive. Every 5 attacks, she does a Excalibur attack, which just pretty insane, as you can see. I hope this audio's not too loud for you guys, by the way. But here are the passives again. I'm sure you guys have already seen most art before because, she's a older unit. There's Dark Excalibur, and then Sakura's, buffing her. And Sakura is also kind of useful because whenever you put a unit in range of Saber Altar, they go down SPA. Like my Aegis right here is 6.4 SPA. But then if I corrupt it, it's fixed. And then, everything's all right again. But you can't, I'm pretty sure you can't sell those corrupted units. I'm not quite sure too much about how Sakura works. But upgrading her again. Next attack, I think it's just some of the same thing. Okay, no, it's a little dash, thing down there like that. and then, you know, a attack that follows up based on Sakura's SPA right here. Holy crap, the Excalibur is low-key insane, I cannot lie. But then going to upgrade 6, it's full AoE. Pretty insane DPS for full AoE, and if you get all the way to upgrade 10, it's still full AoE. And yeah, it's literally insane, alright? All we can say is, hey, I finally secured a meta Monarch. And Starfall, the last one, maxing her out, goes back down to a circle AoE, and the slow area in here is just absolutely insane. But that also means any unit I put out over here or whatnot does get, you know, an SPA debuff until I eventually corrupt that unit, and then it goes back down to normal. And the attack effects are also literally insane. But yeah, that's really all, you know, Saber is. You got to pair up with Sakura to make her, you know, the best possibly can be. But still, extremely good without her. Just having Monarch on her, I still cannot believe this. It's just absolutely insane. Like, I'm Monarch on Saber. I'm not mad at all. But I would like to have maybe a newer unit. But yeah, there's Sakura. I mean, Saber Monarch with, you know, her Sakura pair. I don't really know what else too much we do in this video besides maybe testing out on some stages or whatnot, like the rifts or, you know, the new raid with Sid. But yeah, I guess we'll figure out from there. All right, guys, pop into Ruin City. I'm going to try to see how this would work. Obviously, though, there isn't really much of a, you know, one unit solo raid. I mean, it is what I'm saying. It is a one unit solo raid. I do have the team down here, just Saber, Monarch, Egress, and what's his name again, Virgil, and then Katakuri. Probably going to be trying to use only Saber, Katakuri, Taka, and Speed. And this is on the easy mode again, because I do not think I'll be able to solo this without it being on easy. So obviously starting out farming, you know, putting out this, being that, and then probably the goal is, you know, put our Saber and put it on strong for Smith John, and then have Katakuri, you know, just follow up everybody on there, because literally he has infinite range because of his, you know, passes. Probably gonna put Katakuri right there when we have the money for it. So once the next wave comes, we'll be able to put this down. Let's see. All right, there we go. Now Katakuri should be able to follow them up basically on the whole entire map, because every time he attacks, he'll be following up. Or should I say she, I guess, because, you know, I do have the skin on. Pretty fire skin. I can't lie, pretty fire skin. But probably going to keep on farming, and I'll put the Saber down and then put it on target strong for Smith John. And we should have a good grab on, you know, the early stages of this raid. All right, wave 3, probably going to put down the Saber now, you know, making sure we have her down at least a little bit, and then putting her on strongest, obviously, because we need her to start attacking Smith John pretty fast. But 22,000 damage should be not, you know, be able to hold up for a little while, and then we'll continue farming. Alright, guys, we got all our Speedwagons maxed, so probably going to start maxing out or trying to do the best to upgrade my Saber Alter so that she can, you know, do the damage to actually kill Smith John. But I think it should get the job done. You know, Monarch is obviously extremely helpful, and Katakuri, you know, he's doing his thing as best as he can over here. As you can see, once we get Saber maxed out and her able to, you know, hit a little bit more of these units up here and not have to focus only on Smith John, will obviously be a little bit beneficial to us. Also, I'll still, you know, max out Pocket Throw a little bit, but main goal probably start maxing out to our Saber Ultimate right here, you know. So, again, we kill Smith John. Alright, guys, wait, a little update. We do have Sakura to, or not Sakura. I always get mixed up. I'm not too familiar with the Fate series, so, you know, that anime I have watched right now. We have our Saber to full AoE, you know, should level up quite a bit. And Katakuri's, I'm going to start putting a little bit more of them down because, well, they seem to be, you know, struggling a little bit to hold off these guys. And the cage is closing in. Okay, yep, boom, okay. That's what I was talking about. We had to make sure that Saber was doing enough damage to get that cage, you know, depleted. And it ended up working, so we're in the clear. We're in the clear. Now probably gonna, well, we can max out our farms with this next wave right here. And okay, all our farms are maxed, so main goal now is probably to just max out Sakura. And yeah, let's continue to hopefully beat this raid. All right, guys, we ended up killing Smith John right there. I do not know how. Wait, am I seeing this correctly? I think we just did 900,000 damage in one go. I don't know how that was possible. I literally do not know what happened at all. But now we're on Sid, and it's really just about, you know, waiting for these numbers to pop up, and then we got, you know, the 1, 2, 3, 4 over there we just got to get to in time. And it should be pretty easy from here because really all we have to do is just not die, which category should be able to handle these guys, hopefully. And once I max out Saber, you know, now it's pretty easy because, well, their AoE's kind of big enough. Okay, well, it was big enough with the full AoE to, you know, hit the units while she's hitting Sid, but now it's a little bit smaller. But the DPS, pretty insane, as well as, holy, this Excalibur, 40,000 DPS, and it's gonna start burning Sid as well. And I guess we're gonna max out Saber here in a little bit, and we have to wait for the, you know, Sid to start pulling up his numbers. All right, I don't know why, you know, neither there, but we're now at Saber's maxed out, so doing 200,000 damage basically, you know, at one go. And she's slowing down, you know, the units here and there when they first pop in. But to be honest, our main goal is just try not to die to these units. But Katakuri, again, should be able to hold up. We have Saber just basically hard focusing on Sid. With the DPS, it shouldn't be too hard. I may or may not, you know, put out other units, but I don't really want to, you know, cheat this out of, you know, being a Saber only to solo the new raid. Obviously, it's not in a hard mode, but, you know, it's still pretty feet. Okay, there we go. We have 3. We have to remember these numbers. So 3's over there. 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 2. So just wait till he says 1, and then we go 3, 1, 4, 2. So we'll wait here a little bit, and hopefully we get this guy down. All right, there it is. 3 over here. Then we have to go 1 over here. And then you go over here, you get the 4. 4. And then 2 over here. And boom. Too easy, all right? First sit down. I don't know how much more we have to do because, you know, Saber, it is 1 unit. I know it's Monarch, but it still is only 1 unit. I'm probably going to start, you know, maybe maxing out some of these categories because, yeah, the units over here are getting pretty beefy, and my FPS is definitely dropping. Let's see if we go over here. Yeah, they're at almost 100,000 or something. Okay, 200,000. Yeah, that's quite a bit. It's quite a bit, I'm not going to lie. So probably going to start maxing out categories a little bit. But, you know, I wouldn't really consider Katakuri a what do you call it, a DPS unit. It's more of a, you know, Katakuri is more of a support unit, obviously, because of, you know, the solo and the infinite range on the map, and just literally being an ultimate support. But yeah, probably keep on maxing out categories so we don't, you know, die to these leaking enemies, and then hopefully Saber can, you know, finish off Sid and we get the job done. All right, guys, 4, 2, 1, 3 was the, you know, is the next foot for Sid. 4, 2, 1, 3. We just gotta wait till he says 1, and I think we should be only have to do 1 more of his codes. 4, 2, 1, 3. Okay, I'm just not forgetting. We'll only do 1 more of his codes because 2 codes down, 7 million damage left. Saber should be able to finish that off pretty quickly. But yeah, 4, 2, 1, 3. Hope I don't forget. You know, obviously these are, you know, really cool features again on the Anime Vanguards behalf. Actually having, you know, people to play the game. I know I had to make a video how to macro this, so, you know, yeah, kind of, you know, defeating the whole purpose, but still very unique, very, very hard to, you know, I don't think that people are macroing this because of, you know, the severity and how complex the actual raid is, you know what I'm saying? Because these towers, you have to actually play, and then the John Smith in the early game actually makes you, you know, not prioritize all on farming and, you know, actually try to kill the boss before he kills you, literally, because, you know, they made these bosses start, you know, this is pretty crazy stuff. I literally have to fight my boy Sid and John Smith over here to, you know, defend myself from these guys. And where the heck are these? Why are I don't know why the categories are up here. It's kind of making me a little bit scared. I don't know why they went all the way up here. So for the last, you know, what do you call it again, category, gonna keep him on upgrade 8, and hopefully we should be able to finish off Sid before he does another code of numbers, hopefully. All right, guys, Sid is down to almost his last million, and we'll start being okay there. Under 842,000. FPS is dropping, so hopefully Saber puts this away pretty soon. I don't have to do another code, but it shouldn't have to because, well, we have the Excalibur, I think, soon. Yeah, 300,000 damage with that burn. Very, very, very good. And yeah, there's not even a, okay. Gonna have to put this on weakest or something. I can't even attack we can't even attack Sid right now. Okay. All right, come on. Where the heck is closest? Yeah, closest there. All right, Sid should be dead any second now. Any second now, come on. Any second now. Okay, boom, there it is. Saber and one support solos the new raid. Obviously not on hard mode, though. That would probably take more than one meta Monarch, you know, with Catacrys and farms. But there it is. Saber is done. Do we? No, nothing special. But yeah, first Monarch in a long time. Literally, last 6 months probably I had a Monarch drought, and finally I don't have to have any more Monarchs and no more Monarch blazing, guys. But hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to join my Roblox group, my Discord server. I'm doing giveaway my Discord server at 1,000 members, and it's kind of extremely dead right now. So if you would so kindly join it, if you like the channel, you know, you can talk to me. I'm definitely in there a lot, and if you talk in the chat, I'll probably respond to you because there's nobody in it. But yeah, there's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed my luck. I'm up to 4 Monarchs now. Still nothing like, you know, Nag or anybody else playing this game. They probably have hundreds of Monarchs, and I have 4. But hey, it's alright, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next one. Peace out.